الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. ولقد بعثنا في كل أمة رسولا أن اعبدوا الله واجتنبوا الطاغوت فمنهم من هدى الله ومنهم من حقت عليه الضلالة. فسيروا في الأرض فانظروا كيف كان عاقبة المكذبين. إن تحرص على هداهم فإن الله لا يهدي من يضل وما لهم من ناصرين. وأقسموا بالله جهد أيمانهم لا يبعث الله من يموت بلى وعدا عليه حقا ولكن أكثر الناس لا يعلمون. ليبين لهم الذي يختلفون فيه وليعلم الذين كفروا أنهم كانوا كاذبين. إنما قولنا لشيء إذا أردناه أن نقول له كن فيكون. والذين هاجروا في الله من بعد ما ظلموا لنبوئنهم في الدنيا حسنة ولأجر الآخرة أكبر لو كانوا يعلمون. الذين صبروا وعلى ربهم يتوكلون. صدق الله العظيم.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Asma Sanyang. Subhanallah, that's really thrilling, and I would like us to say Allahu Akbar if possible. If we are not going to clap, we can say Allahu Akbar. That's absolutely amazing, and may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala elevate your rank and guide you. Very much. Those outside, can you please come in and join us? Yes, as you walk in majestically, spiritually, and gingerly, I even like the way you walk. Please take your seats and we proceed with the program. Thank you. Ali, you have the floor.
Darling Dima.
No way. Levon.
Lupe.
No, that is not the story.
And about the story?
Yes, I am the immaculate, my family's favorite, working hard to generate so as to coordinate my opposite. Not to be desperate or being a woman is not a regret.
What?
And I am the dove, the white dove. I flew across oceans of the seven wall. My feathers drops in all those roles, spreading peace and love like the love that spreads wild in the wall of reality.
Oh, not again. We are done.
Really?
Ha! Hey! Hello.
Hi.
Sula.
Peace.
In this generation, no way.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, have we forgotten?
Forgotten what?
Oh, you mean her?
Yes, her. One time in my life, I have no right. I work both day and night, but have nothing to call mine. It's really hard to recite, for it always makes me cry. But don't worry, I will give it a try. In a society of criticism, tribalism, nepotism, I grow. supportless family I found myself. Aimless friends surrounded that I am only considered in her label. I hardly eat to survive. Too much pain and struggles in my mind. I am weak, not very strong, because in my auntie's voice I can never make it in life. I aim at joining a gang that sell their body to survive. But then what do I gain after selling my pride in vain? Thank God for my brain. For now, yes, now I hardly face pain, because something in me awakens. That thing that allow me to write, recite, motivate, inspire, entertain, narrate. That thing that allow me to stand here today and speak, and that is poetry.
But beyond the dead end was no man's land. So how about building a big mansion filled with the iconic faces of this generation? Have a room decorated in black roses, raise a big black bed with comfortable black duvet, big windows standing side by side, apprehending rays of the black culture. Beautiful drapes to make my room a sleeping beauty. Mostly, I will sleep in. But yesterday I've dreamed of a better tomorrow. I listen and don't hear. I speak and don't talk.
Under the spell of poetry.
I walk and never struck. So I force my mouth into an easy smile. Her thoughts fought for attention in my brain. I love her.
She heals and heals me. In an unfriendly weather, we came together.
Like a tete-tite on a bat's feather, we flew. The seed of survival we wished to sow. Watch it grow, but all hope died. Believe me, it hurts from inside as the fear of failure decorates itself on our faces. No wind of hope to embrace. But all of a sudden, yes, all of a sudden, I spot a lady. Her face clearly seen even though it was shade. All mine could give me was to melt in her arms and call her Millie. But all I could do was hide.
Hello,
Who are you?
your savior. So to see her entire body written with different words. Words that fell on one branch called A-R-T. I was born in a village yet thrown. Left alone in the unknown, my mom is a crone. Picked up by a man who made me believe that I was his own. Years passed, and I grew to master what he taught me. A thief! A thief! That was all he could offer. A thief that steals from the rich and shares with the poor. How do you call that?
Is it stealing or saving?
This went on and on until my first time getting caught by a group of men. With sticks that a single hit will make me weak. Suddenly, a lady asked them to stop. I watched in surprise as the sticks dropped. I wanted to run non-stop, but she said, Periscope. Who are you? I said. Sing, she told me. I can sing. Sing, she said. I did.
You did?
And to my surprise, it worked.
Oh.
She finally said, I am your inner talent. Use me to save the world. After being stable, build school that teaches poetry, music, dancing, and every aspect of art. That is what true saving is. I woke up and found out it was all a dream.
A dream!
But I live with it.
So,
live with it.
Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, may I have this honor of now inviting our Uncle Saffiyah Jatta, to make an address. Let's join hands and welcome him.
Assalamu alaikum. When I got into this hall, I was very happy. But a moment ago, I became somewhat unhappy because of one thing that I struggled against since 1997. We must understand that we inherited a system with its language. And the language has its own ailments. But uncritically, we inherited everything and we questioned nothing. Now I'm wearing on my neck a card on which it is written honorable. And all of you call me honorable. And it is very surprising that nobody raises a question about that word honorable. Where an employee is more honorable than the employer, then there is no work done. I'm very serious about this word because it is a deception and it is deceiving. I am not honorable because I am employed by people. I am a public trustee, but not an honorable person. And unless we question this word, the use of this word in our country, we'll continue to have people who will be sitting on our necks, who are supposedly our servants, but will be sitting on our necks as kings and queens. So please, I am not honorable. I declared this the first time I ever spoke in the National Assembly in 1997. I said, I don't want to be called honorable because it is not true. In the constituency where I was elected, nobody calls me honorable. Because I told them from day one, if you continue to call me honorable, I'll give up your job. And so nobody calls me honorable there. My name is Saffiyah. And if you want to add something else, you said, Uncle, fine. But even the word Mr., I rejected it when I was teaching. I told my kids, call me teacher. I'm not Mr. So for me, we have to begin to question all these words in a language that we inherited, a language we don't understand. Now I come to why we are here today. Knowledge is comparable to a garden. If a garden is not properly cultivated, it can never be properly harvested. Knowledge, likewise, if it is not properly cultivated, it can never be properly harvested. Here we are here today to witness the cultivation and harvesting of knowledge. When Saffiyah came to our office one afternoon 2 weeks ago, I was so amazed that I was speechless. I just kept on looking at her as if I had never seen her before in my life. Because of the passion that she was speaking to me about everything. Yes, there are many people who write. In the education system where I acquired my higher education in France, they say there are two types of writers. There are writers who write for the grave, and there are others who write for consumption. Writers who write for grave are books that are written but they are never read and they are never bought. And there is a reason for that. It is not every book that is written that is read. And it's not every book that is written that is good. A writer has to be in tune with nature and society. A writer has to understand nature and society to be able to write. And you don't just write because you want to write. You have to be inspired, you have to be motivated. But like if you are motivated, if I'm motivated, I can write a book one day. If I tell you that I wrote my master's thesis on a plane on the flight from here to France, you would not believe it. But billah, wallahi, I wrote my master's thesis on a plane. Because when I was here, I collected data and I was inspired. And I knew what I was writing about. So on the plane, I took my pen and I said, well, why can't you just do what you were going to, what I was going to do in France? When I reached France, I only had to tidy it up. But the master's thesis was written on the plane. This is not a joke. If a writer is inspired, he or she can write a book once he would write. And Senator Saffiyah is one of those writers. Nobody has ever made me speechless, but that girl, that lady, made me speechless that day. Until our administrative secretary was telling me, Uncle, what is wrong with you? You are just like that as if you are a pen. You are doing nothing, you are speaking nothing, you are just looking at this. I say, yes, because I am inspired by what she was saying. She knew what she was saying, and she said it properly. She said I inspired her, but in fact she inspired me. She gave me hope that in fact there are people in this country who are going to speak for generations to come. We are going to fight for generations to come. We want people like her to come to the fore and take the pen, to create and recreate. Writing is a creation, but it's also a recreation. You recreate yourself when you write. I don't mean books that are meant for the grave, but I mean books that are meant for consumption. When you read, when you write them, you are recreating yourself. Let me explain myself. Recreating yourself is leaving behind after you have gone something that still speaks, something that still serves humanity in your absence. You have recreated yourself and you have left yourself in the world. Some say stamping in the world with your own mark. So here we are here today to witness that. And I pray that Allah keeps Saffiyah alive and bless her with the mind and intelligence to continue to do what she has begun to do. This is the beginning of a long journey she has undertaken. And I'm sure there are many young ladies, young women like her, because the girls that I have had just now, it is very, very, very inspiring. And I'm happy that we are on the right path. But let us also bear in mind that we must always think of something which is fundamental to us as human beings. And that is, yes, we write in English, but English is not our language. We are doing that to the detriment of our own languages. Imagine if all these books are written in Wolof, in Mandinka, how enriching that's going to be to our culture. You see, we are depriving our cultures the richness that they deserve by speaking, by writing them. I am one of those people in the world today, in this country, and I have been doing this since 1975. And I will continue to do that. I've told one journalist that if any journalist wants to interview me now, they have one thing in mind. I'll speak in Gambian languages because I want the Gambian people to hear me. When I speak English, only a fragment of the Gambian people hear me. Can you imagine? I represented my people for 20 years, and for 20 years I spoke in a language which is alien to them. It makes me cry. Not because I wanted it, but because the so-called law made it obligatory for me to speak in a language which is alien to my people. It does not serve their interest. It doesn't serve my interest, it doesn't serve people's interest. We need an order liberation. And Senator Saffiyah and her colleagues bear in mind that you must carry that struggle forward. The struggle for linguistic liberation. We must. That very rich language, Wolof. When Sir Anta Diop translated Einstein's theory of relativity into Wolof, some scientific terms in French, he would find 4 different types of French Wolof words for it. And some spurious intellectuals in this country tell me, no, you cannot do mathematics in this, you cannot do chemistry. This is spurious. It's a falsification of knowledge. There is nothing that you cannot write. If you deny me, go and read Sir Antonio's books. And I have a book in Wolof, a thesis, a doctoral thesis by Basim Jai, a Gambian who studied with me in France. If you want to deny me, I'll give you that book to read. You know that our languages are fantastic. It is beautiful to write poetry in Wolof. It is beautiful to write poetry in Fula. It is beautiful to write poetry in any language in this country. So please, we must bear in mind that we have to go to that level. This is one of the reasons why one of the best leaders, writers in this continent, Ngugi wa Thiong'o, most of you know him. Years ago, he had decided not to write again in English. He writes either in Swahili or in Joof. You all know him. A writer that anybody in the world, every corner of the world, they know him. So, thank you very much for the honor and privilege you have given me to be invited to this very fantastic occasion and to make me a guest speaker. I wish you all very well. And then I want you to know that we have a responsibility that we must solve. We must solve that responsibility. Everything that we are doing here, we are doing it behind the people. 80% of the people don't even know. Can you imagine if you were to do everything here in Wolof, how many people would have been here? We would have had some people, philosophers in Wolof. Literally people in Wolof, I'm telling you that. With excellent ideas, but we are denying them, we are throwing them away. And by doing that, we are even negating the development and progress of our own country. And culture, for that matter. Every language is rooted in culture. That is why the person who understands the language, the culture in which a language is rooted, is the person who writes well, who speaks well that particular language. There is no doubt about that. The more you understand a culture, the better you speak that language, the better you write in that language. And that's why here, some writers are very difficult to understand because they understand the culture in which that language. I told you, then the Peter's poems are not easy to read. Kachikali is not easy to read. If you read Wolfswinker's writings, particularly his poetry, is not easy to understand because he is rooted, he understands that culture perfectly, and he handles it like anything. That's what we should be doing with our own languages. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, our uncle and father and grandfather, mentor, amongst others, for the very eloquent, speech and words of motivation. When wise men speak, you are left with no option but to think. And in fact, it is only people who are humble and down to earth who will not like to be called certain titles. So, apart from today, let's call him uncle. So, ladies and gentlemen, may I have this honor of acknowledging the presence of Honorable Bakar Waibaji, the Minister for Youth and Sports. One thing about Honorable Baji, anywhere he's been called upon, As far as he's in the country, he doesn't travel. Even if it is ordinary football, he will come. He's so humble and he is very answerable to the youth. I think that deserves a clap. Yes, absolutely. Thank you for coming. Ladies and gentlemen, I have also been reliably informed that we have Ustaz or Imam Kebu Cham in our midst. It's important that the religious leaders also get to know the importance of books. The reason why God sent a lot of prophets, they came, thousands of them. Please join hands to welcome Haja Maimuna Yadalin Savage to make a statement. Thank you very much.
أعوذ بالله السميع العليم من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين. والصلاة والسلام على أشرف الأنبياء والمرسلين سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه ومن تبعهم بإحسان إلى يوم الدين. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. Chairperson of this occasion, members of the High Table, venerable religious leaders here present, family members of Sister Saffiyah Joof, members of the press. Alhamdulillah, we praise and thank Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for making to this gathering a success. We are all gathered here to witness the launching of the book titled Under the Spell of Poetry, written by our very own young Gambian female writer who is none other than Saffiyah Joof. Saffiyah, I must first of all congratulate you for a job well done. I am of the strong conviction that this book will be the first of a series of many others to come with determination and by the grace of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. I wish you the best in your writing career and pray for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's blessings in your current and future undertakings. I end by thanking all those who supported you by encouraging and helping you to make the writing and launching of this book a success. May Allah bless us all. Ameen ya Rabbal Alameen. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Assalamu alaikum. I am indeed so much enthusiastic to stand here today. First of all, I would like to thank Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for giving us the opportunity and the honor to be here. Saffiyah, I'm saying a heartfelt congratulations to you. I am indeed very privileged to be one of the guest poets here. And then to the high table, I actually greet you all. My name is D.M. Kamara, a poet. And then the piece I am going to perform tonight is titled Ghana. It insists on participation. So here it goes. Education, then beyond all other device of human origin, is a great equalizer of the condition of man, for his man it invocated. For generations we have known knowledge is infinite power, yet somehow we never question the keepers of the key, the guardian of information. Unfortunately, I've seen more dividing and conquering in this sort of operation. Heinous miscalculations of reality. For some, the only difference between a classroom and a plantation is time. How many times must we make feel like quotas, like tokens, in coin phrases, diversity, inclusions? There are days I feel like one, like only, a lovely blossom in a brown pack of broken promises, but ahead, always being a tone in desire for injustice, destructive, talkative, with a passion that transcends the confines of my consciousness, being your critical, being your stand. I stand here today, a manifestation of love and pain, with vain popular revolution. I am the strength that grow too high from the coconut tree. I'm a dream arc, a dream before, an incarnate, a movement, and numbers of members I cannot forget. So my body alone and the mind that we contain. As educators, rather than raising your voice over those who are chained, take them off, uncomforted, uncomforted by the modern weight of poverty and privilege. Together, we can inspire glasses of greatness for generations to come. So now, the sky is not the limit, it's just the beginning. Thank you.
What is more amazing about today's book launch is that it's happening on the 5th of November. Do you know the first book ever written by a Gambian was born on the 5th of November? This was the book written by Phyllis Whitley. It was actually published in 1772 on the 5th of November. I think that deserves a clap for Gambian literature. I can see from your happy smiles and the way you look at me that our literature is not a baby. It's actually a grown-up adult. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, without wasting any of your time, my teachers never taught me how to summarize, but I'm very good at summary. I would now like to invite Honorable Minister of Youth and Sports to make a statement. Let's join hands and welcome our Minister.
Thank you very much, Mr. So, the MC of this event. Good evening to the members of my table, like everyone else said. We have the Deputy Speaker, Honorable CDI, and we have Honorable Maud Sabali, former Minister of Presidential Affairs and Secretary General, and Mr. Esa Bokarsi, or Ambassador, that we call him, Deputy CEO of this very place, the OIC, one get away in the hall. Of course, we have our Honorable CDF Jada and Saint Chebucham, and the other brother who's there, unfortunately, I don't know the name. But I just want to extend greetings to everyone who is here, our brothers on the left side, and our sisters on the right, and Rajaman Savage, of course, and everyone who's around, all the protocols observed. Actually, I was interested in coming here for a few reasons, but the primary reason is to give support, to give commendation, and recognize the efforts and the work of Ms. Saffiyah. And when I first saw about her publishing a book, I think it was in one of the media houses, I was thrilled. Not because he is writing, and I'm not sure if this is the first time, but because this is a lady that I have followed for a couple of years, I don't know specifically for how long. And the first day we met, I told her that even though we never interacted, we never communicated on Facebook, and we've never seen in person, but we have followed her writings, we have followed the work that she does on Facebook. And before she started writing her book, and I reminded her that a few years ago she used to share a lot of information about religion, and that is where some of us began to follow her and see what she is doing. And I say this because I know a lot of times when we are on the social media, we are only talking about politics and talking about social events. There are not many people out there who are using the social media as a means to promote the teachings of Islam, as a means to promote hadith. They are there, but not the very common ones like attack. And I think that is the beginning of that affection that some of us have for her in our work. And so when she started publishing the book, it was an interest. And I didn't invite her, I didn't talk to her, but somehow she came to the office and we met. And I told her that I would be personally interested in supporting, but I also get the Ministry of Youth and Sports to support. Because not only is he a young person, not only is he a writer, but he's a young writer. And as far as we are concerned at the ministry, we recognize those who choose to be activists and do their work in activism, and we will support them. We recognize those who have chosen to support men and support women, and we know we have a responsibility to support them. But we also want to look at all the young people who are interested in other areas that can serve as education, that can be moral posters, that can help in educating and building our skills and making us better people. And writing is one of those things that creates a channel or medium or platform that when we utilize it, it helps us to build our brains, it helps us to be better people, because anytime you read something, you will learn a new issue from it. And learning something new helps make the person better. Be it on religion, be it on entrepreneurship, or be it on any trade that a person is interested in. And I want to implore on all of us that are here as young people that it is not usual, but it's good that we develop that attitude of reading. Because it is all the great men, all the great women out there, if you ask them, you read their biography, you come to know that they have spent a lot of time reading and building up their intellectual capabilities, and that's what's happening. Even leaders, that's what happened to be good leaders. If you're a leader, you can graduate from the best of the universities, or probably you didn't even go to university. But spending time reading makes you better. And that is where I'm going to conclude by encouraging all of us to adopt that attitude of reading and reading diverse information as much as possible. So once again, Saffiyah, congratulations on this very important day of yours, on the launching of your book, on the poetry, on the style of poetry. You can be assured that the ministry will continue to support it. But even if we are no longer at that place, and of course we will one day leave that place, you can be assured of our personal support towards all the projects that you're doing. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Honorable Minister Youth and Sports. When honorables speak, you actually hear honorable words to learn from them. He's a man of proven integrity and decorum. And the Bible says in Matthew chapter 5, verse 8, that blessed are the pure in heart, for they shall see the Lord. You are not an exception to that. We want to say thank you for the kind words, and thank you to you and your ministry for supporting youth. If it is football, they will support. Writing, they will support. Anything as far as the youth are concerned, and that is exactly what we want in the country. Without wasting any of your time, ladies and gentlemen, can I say ladies on a gentleman? No, that's not English. Gentlemen on the ladies. I'm still speaking my English. I would like to invite the award-winning poet, Miss Fatmata A. Jalo, to make a presentation of the spoken word poet.
Thank you very much, Emil. Well, if you're in my circle or have ever watched me do poetry before, you will understand that once I'm sent to the mic, I go straight to the point, the punchlines. However, this is important. The first time I came second in a competition and lost the final was in my grade 10 in Nusrat Senior Secondary School, and it was a debate final between Nusrat and SOS. I mean, it took me 48 hours to understand how it felt to do something. I was in tears. I did not eat because I didn't understand how it meant. So I love to win, but nothing actually suits my heart much more than saying my fellow young people win. More so, my fellow young woman do something incredible. So I am emotionally saying, congratulations, Saffiyah, for this big achievement, and I want more young women actually take the baton and have something like this. I don't know if this is going to be qualified to be a spoken word poem. However, let's have this conversation here. By the way, I go by Fatmata A. Jalo from the the smiling post of JOKES, jokes. I don't know, how many of you make use of Netflix here? Okay, what if I told you that you don't have to pay for Netflix? Because you know what? I hail from the smallest piece of land in Africa governed by a serious movie where everybody is an actor and every day is a new episode. I mean, I personally don't pay for Netflix because I've got enough drama on what's on Gambia, TikTok, and Twitterflix. I hail from a land who claims agriculture to be its backbone but imports all its food. But who do I blame when the culture is having an agricultural minister suited in a colonial gown sheltered in an AC room? Well, I hail from a sexist society that said blue was for boys and pink is for girls. It's a societal scam. I mean, they gave them toy cars to play and Barbie dolls for us to braid. It was bro's duty to Papa's car and my duty to Mama's plates. Society cooked and dished to us rolls. Man-made theories on scientifically proven, crafted to engineer a difference in our existence. I hail from a psychiatric nation where every sector is schizophrenic, an impractical education system designed to produce suits and ties, where the Gambia College is your last option and you teach students can pay their fees. And I hail from an inconsistent nation, while the only consistency is the high level of goods and prices, corruption and poverty. I mean, a cancerous economy, where we owe the world billions of maybe dollars. And I wouldn't imagine my grave if our grandchildren bring insults to the core of our remains and were to be blamed. I mean, how do we explain a flooding city, a depleted climate, a politics of climate and summer? How do we explain a vampire healthcare system that will only aid 70 children? I mean, you cannot fly on our podium and comfortably sleep in all sessions. You cannot promise me decent lives when you can't even control the market price. I mean, you cannot inspire me to take it even your children and family can everything. I mean, and don't come at me with, it's not about what you do for your country, but what your country does being funded jokes. See, what I do for my country is being patriotic, being alive, paying taxes to the few families that are not going to definitely improve mine. And in the next 5, they'll wear their suits, come back to you to get that one single vote. With lies, fake promises, sugar-coated words, just to level up your hopes. And when they think you're that troll, I bet you'll see them in the next 5. And even if we resurrect Mandela, Sadauda, Kwame Nkrumah, see, great men are really great, but great institutions are far the greatest. So Rome wasn't built by the Romans, hence the Gambia cannot depend on international donors for its development. See, how do we even invest in reforms that brought little or no returns? Security sector reforms, more crimes. Constitutional reforms, all trash. Institutional reforms, same as old times. No system change. No system change. It's a government worth of chicken change dependent on foreign exchange. And hey, you, yes, young hustler, charity begins with yourself. I mean, it is important to make our voices heard, but our actions need to outweigh our complaints. And hey, you, yes, that girl with the Brazilian hair. Fuck that bullshit. You know what? Invest in your business. Invest in your business. And this is not about me, you, the president. This is about all of us as a society that craves high attitudinal change. See that president, that lawyer, see that liar, that thief, see that dramatic human being? We are all architects of society. And unless and until we dig into the roots and change what we mean by serious citizens, we will always fruit seeds that will be so unserious. So it is me, Famata Ejala, from the smiling coast of Alakomoja, Yala Banga. Until I see you in the next video.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much. You can see young people are so passionate, and we are passionate about things that I think are important to us. And it's important. That was a wonderful presentation. Let me drink Malta or Fanta. I only like Sprite. Mr. Demba El Jame, who is from the Gambia Revenue Authority, GRA, and his husband, Zena Musa Dabo. Please, let's celebrate this man. He's one of our sponsors. Let's join hands in celebration. Why can't we something? Why? Can't we learn why? Takumure go au bujutu kane au kurelega fikani. Yes, so the dollars will bail my ignorance. Ladies and gentlemen, without any further delay, I would now like to invite 2 beautiful young ladies, so eloquent, to give us speeches, or can I say statements. First, we have the person of Habibatu S. Kamara, and second, Yande Jan. Each of them will give us 5-minute statements. Then this will be followed by our Honorable Deputy Speaker to give us a statement. And from there we proceed with the rest of the activities. Ladies and gentlemen, Habibatu S. Kamara, you now have the floor. You want to present over there? We will be happy if you can come here. Let's make some noise for them. You know, ladies are so shy. Yes, ladies in the building. That we no. You know?
We first will want to salute the country's skills and determination of the author in compiling her poems into a book, which we are gathered here today to launch. Many go to school and gather certificates and degrees, but few have the talents and determination to author literary works. Good afternoon, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, and all other protocol duly and respectfully observed. On a day like today, where we witness and celebrate the work of a youth, a speech on the importance of youth empowerment to national development is timely. Under the spell of poetry is one of the products of many talents out there among our youths that when tapped can spur national growth. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, statistics have shown that the Gambia has a young population, and according to expert views, the youthful age is filled with exuberance, energy, and determination. Therefore, it is only wise that we reflect on the success this country can derive from the youthful when empowered. As feedback, statistics, the dark side of it has revealed a rate of unemployment among our youth, thus becoming a receipt for drug abuse, increased crime rate, irregular migration, among others. With figures showing that high unemployment rates being the basis for the crimes and the multitude of Gambians embarking on a perilous journey to Europe. The time is now that we think about youth empowerment. The evidence is here with us today, and of many success stories of some of our young people, that when the youths are empowered, they can change the narratives of this country. Out there in the country, in the streets, in the skill workshops, in the gardens, in the classrooms, in the football fields and basketball lawns, are determined young people defying the odds to make this country a better one. I repeat, they defy odds, the odds of lack of recognition, financial and moral support, yet they stand firm. All they ask for, all we want, all we can do to change the narrative is empowerment. Empowering the youthful, in it lies the realization of the development aspiration of this country. In this, we are saying, support the young people to learn essential skills to save the country from importing human resources to fill the skill sector need of the country. Empower our youth entrepreneurs to grow their ideas and expand their businesses to save the country the losses incurred in the import rates. Empower and support our artists to nurture and develop their talents, and let the country benefit from them exporting their talents to the international world. Invest in agriculture, education fisheries, youth and sports, tourism and art industries to support the development aspiration of the country. I challenge each and every one of you here today to support and empower our youth. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Madam Habibatul S. Kamara, for the very brilliant speech. Very, very nice. Ladies and gentlemen, just to inform you that we are live on air, and Gambia Talent TV is facilitating this. Those of you who are watching us online, we want to say thank you for joining the book launch by Saffiyah Joof, and we are happy to have you on board as well. Without any further ado, I would like to now hand over very modestly to Yande Jani to also make a statement. Madam, you have the floor. Yande is walking majestically, spiritually, and gingerly. She walks. Just to come and get the microphone. Those of you at the bar, please come forward. And if you are invited as a VIP or with your envelope, please come over to the high table and hand them.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Good afternoon to you all. It is indeed a great honor to be giving a speech in such a beautiful gathering. I am Yande Jani, the Vice President of the Muslim Students Association of the University of the Gambia. First of all, I would like to extend a very big congratulations to Sister Saffiyah Joof for taking up the responsibility to go the extra mile to write a book that has our culture, our norms, our values, and most especially our religion. We are really proud of you. We ask Allah to protect and preserve you for the Ummah and grant you the strength and brain to write many more books. Amen. The topic of my discussion today will be centered on the topic haya. Beginning, I want us to explore this term. There is actually no definite meaning for this in English, but most of us interpret it as modesty or shyness. Most times when we hear this word, we tend to associate it with the woman, because that is what our societies and cultures instilled in us at a very young age. And this is completely different from the teachings of Islam. And a very concrete example of this will be our wedding nights, where the pleasure and consent is always, if or not the woman maintain her chastity, but there is no or less concern if the man also did. And this contradicts our religion. In Islam, men and women share the same responsibility in upholding modesty and controlling their desires in the society. While many people think that there is excessive emphasis on modesty for women, Allah's command for men to maintain modesty precedes that of women in the Quran. In Surah Nur verse 30, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, "Tell the believing men to lower their glances and guard their private parts. That is purer for them. Allah is aware of everything they do." After this verse was when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala then addressed the woman saying, and enjoy the believing women to cast down their looks and guard their private parts, and not reveal their adornments except which is revealed to itself, and to draw their veils over their bosoms and not reveal their adornments. This is basically telling us that the main reason we are asked as humans to be modest is to maintain a stable society where both genders play parts in making the community a better place for all. And this brings us to this. Modesty limits nobody's ability to excel differently. Basically, be modest and shine in your own way. As we all may agree, modesty is far more than just the way we dress. It includes our actions, our values, most importantly, our character as Muslims. But our main focus here today will be the hijab, the veil of power for the Muslim woman. Over the years, we've seen or at least heard words like oppression and force being associated with the hijab based on reasons that really don't have any basis. Because for us Muslim women, the hijab is a symbol of submission to our Lord and not any man. A protection and shield from the evil of our societies, a crown that shows our true worth, and a way of protecting the sacred creation of Allah, because we believe our body is an amana, a trust from our Lord. Muslim women will tell you the benefits of the hijab. There are so many, but I'm going to highlight on just 3. The most amazing benefit to every Muslim, I would say, is that the hijab protects us and brings us closer to our Lord. This deters us from doing evil acts. Our appearance is to please Allah. The veil is viewed as an indication of dignity and purity. The hijab acts as a barrier between modest women and the world's evil. So wearing this hijab makes us feel safe and protected. The last benefit I would like to talk about is it helps us to live a no-competition and confident life. This hijab that we are wearing tells us that we are beautiful, that we don't have to dress to impress anybody, that this veil is to protect us from the evil of the opposite gender. We have a lot of sisters that were not wearing the hijab at some point in their lives and now wearing the hijab and niqab. And they can tell you that how everything changed from being stopped by men to be harassed or body shaming to being protected and respected by them. Isn't it enough reason for people to see that the hijab is no way oppressing us? And a very good example for this will be our gathering here today. Today, a Muslim woman named Saffiyah is launching her book. This is the validation of the statement my sisters will always use. We cover our heads and not our brains. Another example would be the sister that won the national preaching competition for this year, Fatima Yao. Caesar Nipabi, a sister covering her face, but that never covered her life. She showed better than the sisters that didn't cover. Our sisters wearing the niqab and hijab have been discriminated, looked down upon and seen as oppressed for far too long. Now it's time for us to stand up for ourselves, to stand against discrimination, to set the stage for the generations to come, to show the world that we are not oppressed. And if they still should see this as a means of oppression, then we don't mind being oppressed for the rest of our lives. Because this veil that we are wearing tells us how beautiful we are, and that we are queens. So we deserve a crown on our heads every single day. Therefore, I will conclude by saying, it is time we show the world that we are covering our heads and not brains, and take up the responsibility like Sister Saffiyah did, to impact and transform the world into a better place, where all women will be given equal chances, and to show the younger generations that they can be modest and yet shine. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Miss Yande Jang, for the lecture. By the way, as Mana Esonyas is here, I also see Bakari Master. You are all going home with your bachelor's degree. It's not just a book launch, it is also a lecture. In fact, in the next world, I want to be a female voice or a male guy. You know, I will also wear a hijab. Never mind, ladies and gentlemen, let me acknowledge the most stylish point of the year. And of course, recently he won the Momodu Savali Prize for spoken word poetry. Our champion charm is in the building. Thank you for coming over, my brother. I see you. Ogugu Demi. He understands that word, so I will not say it. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, women under men, if that is English, please permit me to now invite our Honorable Deputy Speaker, who is here on behalf of the President of the Republic of the Gambia, to now make a statement. Honorable CDS India, you have the floor. Let's make some noise for our Honorable Deputy Speaker.
Ms. Saffiyah Joof, the Honorable Minister for Youth and Sport, Honorable Bakari Baji, the former Minister, Presidential Affairs, Secretary General of the Disabled Service, Honorable Momodu Sabali, Ambassador Esther Vokasi, Victorian Honorable Sidia Jata, Mr. Jame, Imam Chebu, invited guests, ladies and gentlemen. Good evening to all of you. It's an honor on behalf of the President to witness this important occasion, the book launch of Ms. Saffiyah Joof. The President has asked me to extend his congratulations and his delight to Ms. Joof for her dedication to nation duty and for successfully writing this very important book with the main objective of imparting knowledge to all and sundry. and that to impart knowledge is the most noble profession one could ever have on earth. And as a president of all and sundry, is committed to supporting the welfare of all, especially young people, and in this case, this very brilliant and committed young girl. It is important that as a nation and as a people, we continue to show love, support, and encouragement to young people so that they can stand the test of time. Her book, undoubtedly, I'm sure when we hear from the one assigned to review it, and my brother, Savali himself, will know the book cannot come at a better time. Therefore, I want to congratulate you and I want to assure you that the President is committed, in addition to creating the enabling environment for all of us, to supporting especially young females who are contributing meaningfully to the socio-economic development of this country. We will continue to support you, and I urge Gambians to buy a book. Those who can afford to buy more books and donate to schools, universities, colleges, and as well as senior secondary school. And I want to urge all of us to adopt the culture of reading and search for knowledge. It's only knowledge that can move this country from where we are to another level. And it is only through knowledge that can instill discipline, instill sense of responsibility, instill sense of ownership, and instill sense of patriotism. Without which, we cannot be proud and call ourselves as a nation and as good citizens. And it is only through knowledge that we could contribute positively. When you listen or hear men of wisdom, men of knowledge, when they speak, you know they are speaking from the words of God. And Saffiyah, congratulations, the President asked me to deliver this on his behalf as his personal contribution to the book launch. Thank you very much. Also pleased to buy your books. Thank you.
Another round of applause, please, for the Honorable Deputy Speaker. Thank you very much to the Gambian government. Thank you, His Excellency, President Adam Barrow, and the Deputy Speaker and Honorable Minister Bakari Waibaji for supporting Gambian youth. We're very grateful. Ladies and gentlemen, I would now like to kindly invite Umar Champion Cham to present his point before we proceed with the rest of the activities. Champion, malah gina hashtag, anak. Panita mali di wodo bicara, you know. Because saya dari begini, makanya lap kerja cuti, you know. All right, so Umar Champion, you have the floor.
ñoo fi génnoon ak kontaan mel ni ñu naan si ndoxu Zamzam waaye xeexanteeg rayante gi léegi si boobu kontante bi bari ci toroxtande ñu jàngee si ay xam-xam ñi dee ñi laagu ñi gaañu ñi yaram ju bari jam-jam métti bi diis ni xol bi fëgg si dënd buy tëgg nan val la tam-tam woto Allah sifatam fan so fay koma nimma bankanatati alga fitan bala ay seneya na banko sita ñato yurwase siya nka jere ñowa ka feya ka si ka kaca dulawo dula sediya ka tuye longolla na Gambia kon suma doon saraxu kasas farema mel rek ma ñi dama xaar ke ñëw naan ma accessibility kon leneen fexe ñu génne fi lii bu fi amati sori lokko bu fi jegeti xiif lokko bu fi lekkati mar lokko bu fi nanati si bu gee takka ñu dagati ñu taccoti feccati dëggati kafati rayati si ndekka Gambia neexati kon dama jël laa koy boole ngir jël xoli firi Jola bi toog ne ma e ñaap baccaram réer ma jox ko ay kàngule mu door mu ne ma invité kati Paul bi toog ne ma jonnam pizza mi fala kalachi So good evening everyone. Good evening. Let me extend my greetings to the honorable members of the high table, members of the side tables, and even those without table. I am so much honored to be here. So somehow, I just hope the honorable deputy speaker will allow me to speak after his speech. It's in order. Thank you so much. I want to first of all congratulate Mr. Joof for this wonderful success in launching this wonderful book. Aside from that, it's a great win for our nation and the whole of the Gambia. I want to believe it's a great win for poetry in Gambia. So congratulations. So the piece I'm going to perform, that was just great in here. The piece I'm going to perform is called Take It Fee, which translates to Make It Here. And I think Saffiyah has shown us, obviously, that we can make it here. Am I right? Yeah. Yeah, so I'm seeing very wonderful faces. Obviously, I could mention all of your names. So I will just go ahead and perform this poem, but I want us to perform it together. So when I say the magic like this, what should you say? So when I say the magic like this, I want everyone to say, we can all make it here, right? Are we together? Yeah. The magic line is? We can all make it here. Nah, this will be louder than that. Let's try again. The magic line is? We can all make it here. It's like the women have louder voices than the men. The magic line is? We can all make it here. Okay, once again, you've proven that. So here we go. I hope you like it. Tukki ngir tekkee taxoon ma teggi tànki toog teg fa tànki tukki. Ndeke tànki tukki yi ma tegoon day waral ay jooyi guddi. Yooni gannaaw tëj ma kasoog ñàkk a nelaw futti ngulli baakaaki bali fetel jël suma wér yaram suma xol ak xel toroxtane tax suma melokaan sax xamatuma nu mel. The purchase of the most expensive dignity I never thought I could sell. But from the night if you could tell that the threats and worries are an increase, it's time to ring the emergency bell. The pains and lost lives are working for success is a well. That the rope and the bar of lift one fell and give poverty a respectable farewell. For the magic land is right in the heart of our dwellings, for success is everywhere. It is an accumulation of metals, so you be the smith. To reach the highest level of achievement and rise to it, the notion of traveling to make it is just a mere myth in its guidance we can no more work with. So hear it, wrap it, and trust it, really explore beyond your boundaries, there is no limit. Don't be fooled by the utopia they create from outside and how they narrate it. For if it does not look like it, it's not it, but looking like it, they don't make it is. So this is an internal disease that only you can treat. For the magic life is. So wake up, grind, take the path towards knowledge. Education is the key to success. Within or outside the four corners of the classroom, in the newsroom, in the showroom, in the drill room, in the restroom, in the courtroom, and if success comes to be the bride, then you be the bridegroom. For the magic life is. We can all make it here. But remember, not going to school too is not a failure. Not attending university might not make the future impure. That's only to us at a higher ratio. So no way to worry without a degree. Don't let your glory come to a story. Your brain is your family property. You make your real estate company and expand your marketability. Italo, kana som moye joti. Warane hakil maya le poso fandila ajama basoti. Kana bada kana fi. Dokuda kana fi. Harjer kana fi. Kana tesiro da mahala sana kulo futani. For the magic line is we can all make it. They can lie and take a community. Monday do go away. Why take a toilet and meet Anna from Toye, no Toyes, no Toye, don't I definitely mutate. Mustapos in Helsinki, in Munanigas, in Haring, as in Decade. Conform you that can digger take case in Deca, that you will have rustless in it. For the magic line is we can all make it. And grab the new key to the new vision. Expand your potential, see the future and beyond. For you are bigger than whatever you are now. You are a whole bundle of success in a candle. Towards the light, you are your savior. You are the match. You are the candle. So just sparkle and twinkle. For the magic line is we can all make it here. Thank you very much.